preparing for the upcoming regattas the week before, we try to pick a venue that is going to duplicate where we're going to be sailing. And at Salve Regina, we're really fortunate because we have a phenomenal facility here. We have lots of different locations where we can sail, and that are shifty on lake type sailing, or out in the open bay here where we have steady breeze. So once we determine what the conditions are going to be, or the location that we're going to sail at, we'll do speed drills at the beginning of the week, and then we'll start doing more racing towards the end, and determine towards the end of the week actually who our skippers are going to be and our crews are going to be that are going to that regatta. Well, for recruiting, the skill sets that I'm looking for, or have been looking for, is pretty basic. I'm looking for people who have some sailing experience, so I think that's a positive. I think if you're in high school and you're looking at sailing schools, and you should look at Salve, because we'll take people that have minimal sailing skills, and actually some of our best sailors have shown up at Salve with no sailing experience at all, which I think says a lot for our program. So if you've got some sailing experience, that's a plus. We love people that have good boat handling skills and some speed skills, but there's a big difference between sailing out there in the bay races or the non-collegiate races. They're usually bigger fleets, the starting lines are bigger, the courses are bigger, and typically people that are sailing 420s are sailing 420s with wires, or they're out on the spinnakers and the trapeze. So that's a different type of sailing. So there's a transition that happens there. So that's something that they have to be aware of. Well, I think the biggest transition that I've noticed going from high school to college is the starting line. Our starting lines are very short. There's only 18 boats, but they are short, and they're very congested, they're very competitive, and there's very little room for error. So that's a major transition for most of the people that have come to our program. The other part is going from a non-trapeze boat to a 420, where you're more focused on gaining height as opposed to putting the bow down and planing off. That's another major transition. We started off as a varsity program, went to club, and now we're back to varsity. And it wasn't all my own doing that made this happen, but the biggest advantage to being a varsity program is you are part of an athletic department. You have the support of that department and all their admin services, so you get some help there. The disadvantages of it are that you are controlled more tightly. We're a club, we decide where we're going, when we're going, how we're going to do it, where we're flying, if we're driving, and we just do it. So that's one of the major differences there.